Hi there, greetings everyone. I want to welcome you all here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I host this channel. So today we are doing the third episode of the mini-series I've been running for the past 2 days. This will be day number 3, called The Logical Songs, covering Supertramp. Today's topic is their debut album, or their first album, however you want to call it. The biggest thing I notice about Supertramp right off the bat is a couple things. I like all their album covers except for maybe the second one. But everyone else is really good. They're very inventive. They're thoughtful. You can see they put some thought into their covers. And they're all good. Their music, they are one of the few bands that I listen to that I think have no bad albums. Even some of my favorite bands have at least one, in many cases, many bad albums. But Supertramp, I don't think they have any bad ones. And this one is no exception to that. So this was released back in 1972 as their debut album. 4 members of the band here. 3 guys singing. You basically got Hodgson, you got Davies, and you got Palmer all doing vocals here. Yeah, just really solid. There's only 4. It's a 4-member band at this point in time. The album itself is very different sounding from maybe what you might call their more classic sound that going forward on Crime of the Century. Even when they got into the more poppy era like Breakfast in America and Famous Last Words, they still sounded that Supertramp sound to them. This album is very different from that. It has almost, if I might be bold, so bold to say, a very early Genesis sound. This album, to me, when I first listened to it, I got a Trespass feel to it. It felt like another version of Trespass, and it kind of makes sense. It came out only a couple of years after Trespass, and maybe they were Genesis fans and definitely wanted to have that sound, and I think that sound is prevalent on this album. So if I was going to go through the topics here, I would say their best track on here, or at least it's hard to say what we would consider to be their best track, because I don't think this album did that well commercially, so there's no obvious song here to choose from. But if I went with my second choice, which was what I like the best, I would go with Words Unspoken. It's a track, I'm just looking for where it is here. It's the 4th track on the album. It's about almost 4 minutes in length. Very Genesis sounding. I love the vocals on this. It's a very kind of mellow, almost pastoral song. Great track though. And so if I was picking my own favorite off of the album, that would be my choice. Is it the best song on the album? That, of course, is subjective to everybody's opinion. There's no clear number 1 song on this album. Longest track is Try Again, near the end of the album, like the 9th song. Over 12 minutes in length. Hence the reason why I think of this album as being more of a prog album than some of the other ones, but definitely have that feeling about it. Very lengthy tune. 12 minutes is a pretty long song by any group standard. The best solo is the guitar solo on I'm a Beggar. Am I a beggar? Maybe I'm a Beggar. Sorry. I thought it was just called I'm a Beggar, but it's actually Maybe I'm a Beggar. There's these kind of about halfway through the guitar solo comes in. I'm not even sure who's playing the guitar on this album. Maybe a couple people. But somebody does an absolutely great solo here. And if you look, so it's Richard Palmer. He's the guitar player here. Roger Hodgson, basically a bass player, some acoustic stuff, and Ricky Davis, of course, all the piano and electric piano and organ stuff, and then you've got Robert Miller on percussion, but Richard Palmer's doing the electric guitar. Fantastic job. It's a really great solo. I think it's it might not be the best solo on the album, but to me, it's the one that stands out the most. So that's why I'm picking it to be the best solo on the album. Yeah, so this is my pick for today. Well, it's not actually my pick. It's the one that comes for the title, which is debut or first album. This is Supertramp's debut or first album. If you haven't heard this album, and many people haven't, because for most people, Supertramp kind of started with Crime of the Century. The two previous albums before that often go unnoticed, but if you haven't heard this album, you have to hear this album. This is a must-listen-to album. Just a great album. I don't know where this will end up ranking when I do the Supertramp album rankings, but I know it's going to be fairly high. It'll definitely be top 5 for sure. It might even go higher than that. So Supertramp's debut album, first album, is today's topic. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Please hit the like and subscribe. That's much appreciated. And if you want to make comments about their debut album, about Supertramp, or the covers of the album, or any topic related to what I've said today, you can do that in the comment section. And we'll be back for the final episode tomorrow. So have yourself a good evening and a good day, and goodbye here from the Prog Monster.